Hi everyone, I'm Jen Seal, and I welcome you to today's practice. This is a 30-minute slower flow class to honor the change of the season. So for me, we're moving into fall. And in that movement towards fall, you know, we are having to manage the reality, right, that the weather's getting a little bit colder if you happen to live in a climate that has the seasons, right? For some of us, maybe you're not experiencing that, but the shift in the season still is happening, right? And we have shorter days of light, longer days of darkness, and again, the weather gets a little bit colder, we move indoors. So I'm not meaning to depress you, my friends, but this is a reality, right? Um, we are moving into a different state of climate, and our bodies also and our minds go through a shift as well, whether we want to fight it or not. So I would like to be able to offer this practice today as a way to prepare our minds for this shift in a way that is it brings more easefulness to it. It creates a felt sense of awareness to the change, and that we can manage ourselves as we shift in a very positive way by practicing self-care. So yoga is a form of self-care. We are going to be starting in a seated posture and maybe doing a little bit of meditative, contemplation about how we feel about moving into another season, right? I know that there are some of us that just are really super not into moving toward winter at all. We could just can we just skip over that? And this is why a lot of people go south, right, or want to move to a warmer climate, because the sunshine, longer days, they make us feel good. And so, not that we can't feel good, we have to feel bad all the time about moving, the changing seasons, but it brings up a lot of challenge for some people who, really thrive on being outside and thrive on being in the light and being where it's warm. So for today, all right, we'll do just sort of like a loving kindness kind of meditation towards ourselves, which is just to say we'll get a felt feeling about how we're doing right now in this space, how you're doing wherever you are in your space, and whatever season you may be in. So you may be watching this video, I don't even know, 6 months from now, and you're like, what are you talking about, Jen? It's summer and I'm happy. But it's just embracing whatever, whatever shift you're in. Okay, so whatever season you're in, you're honoring that season. But I am going to say that for me, I'm focusing on, because it's fall for me, on the fall and moving towards stillness and taking care of myself in a loving, kind way, so that if I do experience feelings of heaviness because of what we're moving toward, that I'm going to be okay, to manage that I'm going to honor that might happen, and I'm going to try to breathe through it, and I'm going to practice self-care. Okay, so find yourself in a comfortable seat. I'm cross-legged, I'm sitting on a block. You can certainly grab a pillow, you can sit in a chair, you can put yourself up against a wall with your feet extended, you could put a bolster underneath you. You can even come into child's pose if you want. Whatever pose calls to you, where you're able to just really be super comfortable for just a short period of time, okay, where you can breathe easily for a short period of time, where you can just sort of allow your body to become still. Okay, and we'll do that in a moment. So just find that seat. Take a deep breath in and out. And just with the breath can be so medicinal in just allowing yourself to release tension and stress just by breathing. So just do that a few times. Breathe in through the nose if it's comfortable. If it's not possible, in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Okay. And close the eyes if you'd like. Move yourself a little bit as you breathe, and just notice how breathing with your movements feels good as well. Again, it depends on what seat you've taken to the degree that you can move, right? So, on that, allow my head just to sort of chin toward my chest. Take some nice little rounding circles here. So this feels pretty good for me. You may choose to maybe, I don't know, move your arms up over your head and just reach your hands up to the sky. Just maybe even rocking side to side. And take my arm up towards the ceiling and just stretch my side body here. I want you to honor whatever comes up for you today. Honor whatever comes up, whatever feelings come up, and not judging them. Just maybe come into a gentle twist if you're in a seated posture. To get to the other side. Good. I'm going to take my arms up and press up. The shoulders come up in there a little bit, a little love. Take it behind. Keep breathing. Just a few minutes a day. Just a few minutes a day, sitting, breathing, not really judging your thoughts and just allowing your body to be. So if you're feeling sort of like you've got some heaviness going on, you've got something weighted on your shoulders, is it possible for you to be able to just sort of allow for that heaviness to kind of drop off? Like if you're holding on to something that is creating the heaviness, is it possible that you could just sort of let it go just for now? Kind of leaving it outside the door, like it'll be there for you when you finish practicing. And if this is so, if you're feeling heavy today, if you're feeling weighted by something that's bothering you or worrying you, I want you to turn your palms up and just open to receiving. Open for that opportunity of letting go. That feels good even thinking about that, right? I don't want this stress. I don't want this heaviness. And while you feel rooted in your seat, you're feeling light in the upper body. Maybe even feel like the breath lift up to the crown of the head, up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky, up towards the sun. If, however, you're feeling sort of like crazy, you're stressed up in a crazy, scattered kind of a way, I want you to place your palms down. Okay? And I might even say, for those of you who have your palms up, focus on your in-breath. Really try to rise the breath all the way up to the top, nice and slowly, and then just exhale normally. And for those of you with your palms down, I want you to focus on the exhale. So breathe in as you will. Slowly breathe out. It's really, really, really mindful way to just say, hey, yeah, I'm either scattered or I feel really sluggish and bogged down by something, but what is it? Identify it, right? Identify it, but welcome it, because it's part of you. Not trying to like literally like ignore something, you know, like a nagging child, like mom, right? No, you have to attend to that child and say, I see you, I hear you. So attend to your feelings just like that. Whatever they are, we're not trying to call them out. We're not trying to push them away. They're just part of us. Take a moment to just sort of sit with that and be okay. Practicing loving kindness to self towards all of our feelings, good and otherwise. Maybe even smile. And can you feel that? Bring that loving kindness into your heart and let it just sit there for a moment. And focusing on either the inhales or the exhales. You just feel the breath, fill the body. Life force energy, prana, chi. Can you relax your face? Can you relax your jaw? Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, your hips, your legs, your hands, your feet. Can you move the tongue away from the roof of your mouth and perhaps swallow to soften the back of your throat and make room for the breath? And can you let the breath expand into the belly and your chest, into the heart? Take one more nice breath here. Let the breath go. And slowly begin to open the eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow your chin to your chest. And before we begin moving, just honoring yourself today, all of who you are. Honoring this practice and each other. Let's see if we can practice that loving kindness on our mat now today, shall we? Okay, come off your seats. Blocks may or may not be necessary today. Again, just a short practice today. Moving the body, come into all fours. Moving the body is just a beautiful way to honor your body, right? Move your hips a little side to side and soften the toes in the back. Noticing just how you feel as you move. We're going to take it into some nice little hip circles here. So kind of move forward and then move them back towards your heels as far as is comfortable for you. And let the head, you can let the head be heavy. If it bothers your knees to be on your knees like this, you can place something underneath your knees. You can place, a rolled up blanket and place a pillow, cushion. Maybe even roll your mat over. Right, and place your knee on top of your mat. Take it to the other direction. Stay in any shape if it feels good. So if you want to just swing your hips to the left and stay there and be like, oh, okay. That's what I wanted you to do today, right? You don't have to take every movement that I take. Sink back towards your heels. Again, if this is not comfortable, you can shift forward a little bit, come into child's pose. Your shoulders may not enjoy this position today. You can certainly bring your arms out to the side, back behind you. Breathing into the back body. Feeling the belly on your thighs. Allowing your forehead to come down towards the mat or perhaps placing a block underneath your forehead. And come back to all fours. Just move through a couple of rounds of cat-cow here. So dropping the belly down, lifting the chin up, exhaling, pushing the floor away, belly towards spine. Keep moving with your breath. So this is the exhale here. Flow the breath all the way to the end. You want to expel all that kind of stale air that gets stuck down there if we don't take deep breaths in and out. And we want to fully expel that air from our lungs to create a beautiful space for a new oxygenated breath. And more. Now reaching your right arm up, take it underneath, bend your elbow, left elbow, and just slide your right hand underneath. Thread the needle pose. Your forehead can be on the mat, or you can look towards your left. Maybe placing the left palm on top of right. Stretching the outer shoulder. And come back up to center. Do the other side. So left arm reaches up. Then the right elbow, slide it through. The side of the head might touch the ground. You could also place a block underneath your temple. Placing right hand on top of left if that feels good. And my hips are lifted and raised. You can certainly bring them closer towards your heels if you would prefer that. And come back to center. Nice job. So bring the knees back behind you and just shift your hips forward. Okay, so if I lifted my knees up, I'm in high flying pose, right? But we're trying to be a little bit more soft and gentle with ourselves today. So keep the head back, keep the nice alignment. Just bend your elbows back towards your hips and come all the way down to your mat. Soften your toes, elbows hug in, gently roll the shoulders up and back, elbows down, and just lift just a smidge to cobra pose. and exhale it down. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhaling, lifting. Now you can lift your hands up off the mat to make sure you're not using just your arms to lift. You want to use your back muscles to strengthen the back. One more. Inhale. And exhale. So bring your left forearm in front of you and place the palm on the mat. Bend your right knee and reach back and grab the top of your foot. We're just stretching, bending the elbow, stretching the front of the quad. If this is not accessible, you to roll over onto your side and see if you can grab a hold of it there. That might feel better for you. I want you to do what feels right for your body, because our body is going to be different every time we come into our practice. So my intention today is just to sort of hit all of the body groups, everything, just a little bit, right? Stretching the front body, side body, back body, right? Hips, roll over again onto your right side if you need to, or just bend the elbow. I'm going to stay here on this side, reach back, grab the top of the left foot, or again, roll over and grab the top of your foot for easier accessibility. Drawing my heel towards my buttocks. It does not have to touch, but you're just feeling the felt sensation of a stretch in the front of the front thigh. And place your forehead on your hand if you would like. Take one more nice, easeful breath here. Just feel all of it. Feel what you feel. Where can you relax? Where can you release? And release down. Take your hands back by your breastbone, curl your toes under, press back up, and hinge back towards your child's pose. So keep the hips lifted, curl the toes under, just stretch. Walk those fingertips forward, forward, forward. Stretch through the shoulders. Widen your hands if you need to create space. Big breath in, and we're going to exhale into downward facing dog. So lift those knees up and press back. Now I kept my socks on today because it was a little bit cold in this room. I'm okay with keeping mine on, but if you have socks on and they create a slippy effect for you, you can certainly take them off. Pedal your feet out. Head dangle nice and softly. Look back towards your toes. Nice job. Flow forward. Drink the knees again. Exhale down. Soften the toes, cobra. Stretching the front body forward. Exhale. And let's press up. Press up to those hands and knees. Shift the hips back. Lift up. Downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet. Pressing the heels down towards the mat. Come forward again. One more time. Knees down, chest down, thighs, toes, roll up, cobra, maybe come a little higher. Breathing the whole time, exhale. Downward facing dog. Come onto your knees, and just step your right foot forward. Okay, draw the left knee back, soften the toes. Right knee over the ankle. You have a nice little angle going on here, and just come back up. Hinge forward. Bring your palms on top of your knees. Again, we're not trying to overstress our body today. We are, if you will, when you move into a new season, okay, and there's a shift that occurs in your body, you need different things, it craves different foods, you know, start layering to create warmth, right? It might be a time for you to dial back your practice and just honor your body where it's at and really make it more of a mindfulness practice of movement. And certainly if you're a cardio person, you know, you still have your cardio routine, but this is the yin to the yang, right? Draw it back. So if you have blocks and it feels better for you to utilize blocks, so you can do that. I'm just sharing that with you, but really we're just here for, you know, a short little few breaths so you can bring your fingertips to the mat too, bend your knee slightly and just feel the back of the hamstring now. And so we just stretch the front of the quad, front hip flexors. Now we're stretching the back of our hamstring. So we're just, again, every practice we have. Kindness. Don't go too far. That's how you practice kindness. Let's just send it back and very simply step the other one forward. however you want to get there. Take a moment. Take a moment to get there. We don't want to go too far. Take your time to take some nice deep breaths. And how does this feel? How does this feel? I'm focused on this right now. This is what I want to breathe into. That front hip. And draw it back. So where do you beat yourself up? Like, where do you feel you're hard on yourself? Like, where can you like soften into that? We deserve to be, without stress all the time. Your mat is a great playground for experimenting with that. Like, I don't know. How do I beat myself up? Right, now instead, I want you to come forward. We're just going to walk the foot forward and step our feet. Inner hip width apart. Bend your knees, bring your hands to your shins or your knees, and I want you to just push the booty back and try to create a little curvature in your lower spine to lengthen. Looking down toward the mat, extend the crown of your head towards the side wall or whatever might be directly in front of you. Try to create a nice flat back. So if I had a drink, I could put it on your back and it wouldn't fall off, right? And slowly widen your feet just a little bit. Bring your hands to your knees, elbow to elbow, and let the head be heavy. This is step one. This might be just perfect for you as you stretch out your hamstrings. If I tried to straighten my legs right now, that would be going too far. So go to the level of your comfort. And if you wish, if you prefer, if your hamstrings say, okay, I can go a little farther, you can just allow your elbows to come off the knees and dangle your head. Many of us bring the weight to our heels in this posture, so try to bring your weight more forward. Great equal weight in your feet. Release those arms slowly. Rise to stand. Shoulders up and back. And let's face forward. So again, not a lot that we're doing. We're only not fast movement, right? But we're opening up all the channels of the body by just doing a few simple exercises. So let's just reach the arms up. And then exhale the arms down. So they might come forward, right? Your arms might come back down, and as you turn inward, I want you to, that's okay. But when you go to reach your arms up, I want you to really open the hands up, turn the palms up. Feel the openness in the shoulders and then let them rise. Right? Exhale. So we'll do that again. So as mine come down, naturally and organically, they just fold back inward. This can create a bad posture. So we want to make sure we're creating good posture. Press down into your feet. Belly lifted in and up, palms open. Inhale, arms reach. Now this next one, bring your hands behind your back. So you might have to bend your elbows to make that happen. Clasp your hands together if they can clasp together. Otherwise, just grip onto your fingers. Chest opens and just squeeze your shoulder blades on the back as you look up. And back to center, release. So option to come into a side stretch here. Your feet can remain slightly apart. You can bring them together. Okay, you can reach the right arm up overhead, or if you want to deepen it a little bit, you can cross your right over the left. Push your right hip out. So just creating length along the side body, and then to the other side. So left arm reaches up and come into the right extension. I'm pushing firmly down into both feet here, okay? But again, if you want, cross your feet over. Can you still press evenly into your feet and get the stretch that you want? For some, it'll deepen it. For some, it's like, no, this is not fun at all. And then you can stay here. Good, so a gentle little twist. I want you to bend your right knee, okay? And then reach the arms up and then come into a gentle little twist by palms facing to the right side. The left leg is pressing down and nice and sturdy, but it's straight. And then come back to center, straighten both legs, then bend the left knee and open to the left. We're gonna do this with breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. On the left side, you can bring the arms down all the way if you want. Inhale, exhale. And if you want to add a little more here, a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to do 2 more. You can lift the knee up, maybe pause, maybe look in the direction of your palms, and back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Again, it's the last time. Woo. If you fall out of it, you must just laugh at yourself and say, hey, it happens, man. All good. Back to center and take a deep breath in and release. Good. 1 standing balancing pose today. We're almost done, my friends. Press into your left foot. Let's be our most favorite tree, whatever that is. But while I love pine trees, I love the smell of them. I love walking in the forest in the wintertime. Like, it's just so quiet, beautiful. Oak trees that lose, the trees that lose their leaves, right? Those are also, they're representative of just getting rid of things that we no longer need and make room for new. So the right knee can be out, you can stack it. Less is more today, so let's just keep it below the knee or even on the floor if you'd like as a kickstand. Palms can be at your heart. Arms can be like limbs. You can reach them for the ceiling. Again, imagine your fingers are leaves. But notice how strong and sturdy you are. Your roots go deep, connected to the earth and all things. And bring it back to center, bring it down. Just again, notice what comes up for you. Press down firmly into that right foot. Don't let your right hip come out. Turn the knee out. Engaging the glutes, make sure this is going to help you remain stable and maybe lifting it into your inner shin today. Maybe not. Try to find just a focal point that is not moving and breathing. And then reach those limbs out if you'd like. Maybe even bringing the palms together. Feeling that connection. Take one more nice deep breath in here. Tendency is to hold the breath, so try not to do that. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your arms down by your sides, turn the palms open. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart. So that is really the practice today, my friends. Just a really nice short practice to bring attention and awareness to how you're feeling, accept those feelings, notice if you're feeling heavy, notice if you're feeling scattered, and create a practice around just embracing all of that, all of who you are through changes, through changing seasons, through changing times. We have to just come into ourselves and just really create that loving kindness, affection towards ourselves, right? So that we can offer that to others. Thank you for practicing with me today, my friends. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.